I want to welcome back to the PJ's Purejoy podcast in the year of 2026. This is my first show for the new year, and I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be able to, keep on with the keep on. And on glory to God. And I want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Americans for Prosperity, who's helping you and all of your community use their voice in the legislative process and helping you maintain freedom and prosperity for you and your family and your generations to come. And then also RON Korean Skin Repair. And let me know if you'd like to do a free facial fling. We could do a pop-up facial party, and you can learn all about RON from Korea. And then also Bizly app. Bizly app is the most amazing, most incredible, most economic automation software for businesses and entrepreneurs. So take a look at those, I guess, somewhere down below, wherever that goes, in the YouTube, in the videos, right? There'll be links for those. And then, so today, I have one of our amazing leaders in the community who happens to be our state director for Americans for Prosperity here in the state of Nevada. And we've worked together for a little over 10 years now.
Almost a decade, that's right.
I started in October of... 10 years this last October. And then you came on right after I was volunteering.
Right, yeah. So I've been state director now for over 3 years for Americans for Prosperity, but I've known you for almost a decade working on different issues in the community, really working to really advance some of the prosperity and some of the hard work to make sure that Nevadans, attain the American dream. And that's what we've been about for 10 years. And you've been very instrumental in a lot of those efforts in the community, not just with AFP, but, in the community, the faith community. So for me, it's really an honor to be on your show, and I'm glad to help in any way I can. And thank you for having me.
Awesome, Ronnie. Ronnie Navarro, that's his name. I don't think we got that out. So we want to make sure you know who he is, Ronnie Navarro. And I want him to explain to everybody in his own words what Americans for Prosperity really does.
Right. So Americans for Prosperity, as you so eloquently said, I think we should bring you on as a spokesperson, by the way. That was a great intro. No, but we're a nonprofit organization that's nationwide. We're a nonpartisan organization that really focuses on elevating the voices of everyday Americans so that they can weigh in on some of the country's most important issues. Because as you mentioned before, it takes all of our voices collectively to be able to share information to create a better country. And when more voices are involved in our democracy, weighing in on issues, that's how real change gets done. And I've been blessed to lead the effort here in Americans for Prosperity for 3 years now. And we've done some amazing things, right? And it
What were you doing when you started then?
So I was working with the LIBRE initiative in the Hispanic community. But before that, I was actually on the other side of the microphone as a TV host. I was a sports anchor for many years here in Las Vegas, covering sports, boxing, UFC at the Spanish station here locally. And it was that experience that really taught me the importance of informing the community and talking about issues and really giving people a voice. And so here we are at Americans for Prosperity, and we're in our critical year for a lot of reasons that we want to talk about on this show. But
absolutely,
we're here to elevate voices and make a difference in our state.
I don't know how many people are really aware, but we are in the, what do they call it, the midterms. The midterms is where we're going to vote on local things here in our community, and you need to be aware of who, what, when, where, and all that good stuff. So I believe that voting is going to be the first week of April.
So there's a primary election in June, and then there'll be a general in November of this year. But right now, it's really about obviously candidates are starting to announce. You're starting to see a lot more political ads in the next couple of months. But for us, the focus, as it always is making sure that we have the right public policy that's going to unleash Americans' potential. Right,
American potential.
It's going to unleash that and make us really have a more affordable state. A lot of folks in Nevada are really struggling right now with cost of living, with gas prices, energy prices. And so we want to make sure that we position our state and our country in a position where we can actually get back to an affordable lifestyle and be able to provide prosperity for every American.
There were days where we thought we wouldn't make it out, but we stuck it out. Today's our day. Today's our day. There were were nights we would fight, no wind in sight, nothing was right. Tonight's our night. Tonight's our night. I'll fight for you until this life is over. There's no giving up here, babe.
Right, right, absolutely. And that's why I jumped on board, because I'm seeing how hard it's been, even for me. You know, I raised my daughters practically by myself, and it was very challenging. And now as a senior, it's a weird thing to say, even think, but I'm a senior now, and I'm thinking, gosh, we got to keep on going. And then I see people who are even older than me, they're still having to work. They can't even retire. And then I have friends that are literally having hard times, and they're being taken advantage by slumlords.
Right.
Here.
It's a big issue.
Or their
Housing's a big issue.
cars their engines are being blown, but we have no consumer protections really anymore. And what legislation does is it puts our political leaders, who are really our representatives, they vote on our behalf, in the position to make sure that we're getting more regulations that don't harm us, but regulations that don't, against these organizations that are hurting us.
Right. And that's a very good point. It's not just about showing up in November and actually casting your vote for whatever candidate you see is probably best representing your views. But there's another side to that coin, is we have to be engaged in the process to make sure that those legislators that you elect are actually making the right decisions on the right policies that are going to impact your life. And that's a space where American for Prosperity excels in, is making sure that constituents have a direct line to their legislators so they can hold them accountable for when bad decisions are made, or we can congratulate them and encourage them when good decisions are made. That's how our democracy works, and that's our role we play.
Yes, and sometimes it's all about informing them.
Right.
Right? They don't even know sometimes of what's being put before them. And Americans for Prosperity is very good at going in and even doing that education piece.
Right, but let's face it, we're busy people, right? We have lives to live, we have children to raise, school to attend, work to attend, vacations, and so life gets in the way sometimes, but it's good to have organizations like Americans for Prosperity, the LIBRE Initiative, Concerned Veterans for America, that can serve as that platform to be able to maintain that connection. And also I'll offer volunteer opportunities if someone does want to get involved and does want to weigh in. Americans for Prosperity welcomes you with open arms.
Yep. Come on, join us. And volunteering is very important anyway. Volunteering connects you to your community, but it gives people a real needed sense of purpose. So vitally important. If you know anybody, send them. And we have a women's group Wednesday nights, so you can message me about that. But I wanted to share with our viewers, Ronnie, a couple of the most incredible wins we've had in the last few years.
Gosh, there's been so many, hasn't
there?
It's been amazing. So one of the things that I'm most proud of that we were able to get done in the last legislative session was we were able to address the doctor shortages that we have, particularly in rural areas. Seeing a doctor, I don't know if you've been to the doctor lately, but it's taken a long time to actually get an appointment. And a lot of these wait times are taking a long time because we just don't have enough physicians able to cover and see patients. And so a lot of them are retiring, a lot of them are aging out. So we need a way to address and make sure there's more qualified physicians for everyone. And so we're able to advance the SB 224, I think it was, which actually enabled us to have foreign trained physicians be able to apply their skills and abilities and be able to solve some of that critical healthcare need that we have, particularly in underserved communities, but also in a lot of the rural parts in our state. So that was a huge effort. You were part of that. I think we took about 40, 50 activists up to Carson City, met with their legislators, and shared their stories, and really were key in making sure that advance. And now, starting next July, we're going to see a large influx of more medical personnel, which is going to help, lower costs for people, but also make sure that they get the critical care that they need, which is so important.
So important.
With health is wealth, and if you don't have
health
health,
is wealth. Amen. It's so true.
It makes it very difficult to survive.
Yeah. So what's another bill? I mean, I'm proud that we got the right to try bill through. I'm proud that we worked on the vendors' rights,
Right.
street vendors'
Oh,
rights.
that's critical, right?
A lot of housing. These poor people that own their own homes, and yet the government wants to not even let them use it if they need extra income.
Right. You know, it's all about providing people opportunity, right? You should not be criminalized for trying to make a living and provide an income for your family. And so the street vending bill that you said actually made it legal and made it easier for folks to go out and make a living and serve their families if they're selling, like hot dogs and tamales or something like that.
The fruit stands.
The fruit stands, right? And so
The mango.
we need to make it easier for folks to get ahead
Yes.
and not make it more difficult for them to feed their families. And that was a
Right.
huge bill that took a lot of effort, but we're happy that we got that across. And I think, one of the most important things that I think is valuable is, yes, we got the policy done, we got it across the finish line, but it's the individuals that are showing up every day, the volunteers that are giving us their time, because they see the value in their involvement, and we appreciate that, and we try to do as much as we can to make sure that they know that they're valued and they're rewarded. And so it takes all of us to pass this, and I'm glad we're able to do it.
Right, absolutely. So there's a very important bill coming up. We only have a few minutes left, and it's vitally important for infrastructure. Tell us about the SPEED Act.
Right. So the SPEED Act is actually passed the House of Representatives. It's now going to the Senate. What that's going to do is it's going to unleash energy abundance, which means it's all about lowering energy costs, right?
Yes, as Nevada Power rips us off.
Monopoly, right? So as demand increases through population growth, we need more avenues to expand that. And so the quicker we can speed up approval processes for energy projects, infrastructure projects, the quicker we're going to be able to bring new technologies to market, which is going to create jobs, it's going to create more options, and it's going to lower costs for energy for everyone. And so we're really pushing that in the Senate right now. And the call to action is, if Senator Cortez Masto and Jackie Rosen, they're on the fence on this, right? We need them to do the right thing, stand up for Nevada families, bring lower energy costs down so that we can have a better economy in the state of Nevada.
Better economy. We all need that, don't we?
We do.
Absolutely. So, Ronnie, what is one more thing you could share with the audience that you think is vitally important for them to know that's coming up in April or in June? Excuse me.
I think this year's is full of opportunity, right? It's full of opportunity for us to get involved and really shape the direction that we want our state to go. And the best way you can do that, you want to learn more about Americans for Prosperity, you can visit us at americansforprosperity.org. We're on Facebook at AFP Nevada. And, we're always welcome to partner with community members and make sure that they have the tools and resources they need to weigh in on some of the most important issues that we have.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you came today, Ronald, and I'm so happy to be partnered with the Americans for Prosperity in volunteering, in having an impact in the voice of the community, and here at PJ's Purejoy podcast.
No, I appreciate you. Thank you for what you're doing, and always happy to come on and help any way I can.
And you need to help too, so make sure you join us. Become a volunteer if you can. And, we have an amazing women's group that's very empowering and educational and encouraging, which are my 3 goals in life and for the show. So if you need somewhere to be, something to do, something to focus on, if you want to find a way to teach your community how to use their voices, you'll want to make sure you join Americans for Prosperity in one way or another. There's many, many ways to volunteer. So thank you for being here. Again, it's PJ's Purejoy podcast. Make sure you see to it that you share and like and comment. And I look forward to engaging with you on all the different platforms. So take care, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy.
Sin City Radio. We're seeking great podcast hosts and video bloggers. Do you have a good on-camera personality? You'll be amazed how some people are doing exactly what they love and making a lot of money. You could be next. Text podcast to 702-509-6452.